Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I found this article and I find it to be very interesting, otherwise I wouldn't have made this video. And it comes from Sputnik and it talks about Serbia. Supposedly the Serbian president Vucic claims that Washington, the United States of America, buys Serbian arms and then sells them or gives them to Ukraine. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's a way of, avoiding responsibility of your weapons arriving to Ukraine directly from you and saying, actually, it's United States because they buy it from us and then they give it to Ukraine. But this is what Vucic claims. I didn't find Vucic yet to be a liar. But it doesn't mean that he never lied or will lie ever, right? So let's see what's going on here. So this article comes from Sputnik. Vucic says that Washington buys up to 1/3 of Serbia's arms that may end up in Ukraine. This is from 50 minutes ago, on April 20th, 2023. Serbian President Aleksandar Vucic said on Thursday that Washington purchases between 1/4 and 1/3 of Serbia's defense industry products that may end up in Ukraine. That's not impossible. It's possible. How probable it is? I don't know. Let's see. U.S. media reported in mid-April, citing the leaked Pentagon documents, that the Serbian authorities had already sent weapons to Ukraine and were ready to transfer more. Later, in a conversation with Sputnik, Serbian Defense Minister Miloš Vucevic called such reports untrue. Vucic, the president now, said on April 13th that Serbia has not and will not supply Ukraine with weapons and ammunition, adding that Belgrade exports defense products to authorized end users only. That means I give it to you and then you don't sell it further. That's what I think it is. And I'm quoting, we produce ammunition, we sell it when Spain, for example, asks for it. And what are we supposed to do? Well, sell. Could it end up in Ukraine? It could. Do we know that it could end up there? We know, but what choice do we have? End quote. Vucic said in a televised appearance on Serbian broadcaster's TV Prva. And I'm quoting again, should we violate long-term contracts with America, which purchases a 1/3, 1/4 of the ammunition? What are you people talking about? What do you even want? To close the plant? End quote. The president noted the Serbian army will be purchasing all weapons and ammunition produced in Serbia within the next 3 years. And I'm quoting, so that no one can tell us that our weapons are going there to the conflict area. End quote. Vucic also said that the West is urging Belgrade to join NATO, posing Russia as a threat, but the alliance itself is a threat to Serbia. This is according to the Russians, but we have a quotation here from Vucic. They tell us to join NATO because Russia will endanger everyone. We cannot join NATO because NATO has posed a threat to us. The end quote, the president said. In 1999, it was bombed by NATO. I might add illegally with no United Nations authorization. That is, makes it illegal under the beloved international law that the Americans are trying and usually parrot when it's in their interest, but ignore when fingers are pointed in their direction. Belgrade has repeatedly denied information about Serbia selling arms to Kiev while stressing its commitment to military neutrality. Belgrade strictly adheres to the observance of domestic and international law, legal acts, and also avoids the supply of weapons to any state if, and I'm quoting, an outbreak or continuation of an armed conflict is possible there, end quote, and a threat to peace and security is created, the Serbian Foreign Ministry said on April 12, adding that the re-export of the Serbian weapons without the permission of Belgrade was banned. All right, well, should you trust them? Well, you should not trust anybody, but you have to bring evidence when you make a claim. So, not them. The claim was made on other courts, and they said, well, it was not us. Prove it to us. And they didn't come with anything else. So, I don't know. Now, let's see. Serbia. Vucic is correct to say we got bombarded by NATO, and it seems like they're not going to forget that. And I think they shouldn't. I think they should keep it in their national conscience, because that was a, however we want to call it, if it's an illegal bombardment and is not backed by a United Nations Security Council vote, that makes it illegal. Therefore, if you kill someone under not the authorization, you become a criminal. Plain and simple. What can I tell you? But anyway, so a lot of things happen in Serbia, and in the Serbian mind, if they are still normal, and I think they still are, the Russians are the only ones who ignore the Soviets. It's a different story. The Russians are the only ones who really did not them, if you know what I mean. Sergei Lavrov wanted to visit Belgrade last year, I can't remember exactly when, and all the countries surrounding Serbia did not permit the Russian foreign minister's plane to cross their airspace and go into Serbia. So obviously they are not Serbia's friend. So those are not, including the weasel Romanian. Anyway, they all closed their airspace for the Russian plane. Now you say, well, they have a problem with Russia, not with them. Yeah, okay, like we're idiots or something. That's one thing. And the other one, how can you forget those 12 countries, the alliance, it was 10 or 12, that bombarded Yugoslavia. Why I say Yugoslavia? It was Serbia and Montenegro at that time. And then Montenegro disappeared. And then Serbia remained Serbia. And then Kosovo was all that and tra-la-la, you know, so they don't forget it. I can't say what happened to Kosovo, my assessment, because I'm afraid that these guys are going to have her not see one another for about a week. You know what I mean? We live in a free country, yes. You have to censor. Anyway, so I don't think the Serbians, unless Vucic is a really big traitor, would, jump in a little sack with the guys that bombarded his country in 1999 and forget the other ones. They were the only supporters, really consistent supporters of the Serbian nation. So that would be, I think, viewed as the Serbian nation as a, treason, act of treason. Wouldn't you think so? I mean, or idiotic act. I mean, if someone cheated you a few times, even if that person cheated one time, would you still believe that person? Would you still do business with that one? And you go do pinky promise? I promise, yes, I'm not going to cheat on you again. Okay? So I don't think they would. They are so, I don't know what words to use, so I'm not going to use any, as to screw themselves so deep with this situation here. I don't think so. But in that, it's people are on other countries' payroll all the time, so that wouldn't be a surprise. But we'll see. It depends when people are activated. The problem with Vucic, the only problem that I saw with Vucic, the president of Serbia, which so far was impeccable, was when he came from, or before he went to meet the weasels from Brussels and Kurti, the leader of the Albanians in Kosovo. See how nice I avoided saying things? You know what I mean? I could have said the prime minister or the president of the country of Kosovo or something. All right? So when they met, before or after, he came, Vucic, and she said that, what should we do? These guys threaten us, that they will withdraw their investments, they will isolate us. What should we do? Should we just go? I think we should go, and I think we should just negotiate, and we could, And then it was a little scuffle in the Serbian parliament, and he was a little bit like, we're going to you up. And he said, oh no, that's not what I meant. That was for me a little, what? Say what? What? Vucic, you come again? What? Maybe I didn't understand it right. I hope that I didn't understand that. Because that would mean, okay, my bad. Vucic, you're still A-okay. But for me, that was like a big, to make it your way, you big question mark for me, Vucic. And what are you talking about, Vucic? Ask your nation. How about that? Do a referendum, right? And ask them what they think about Kosovo. Again, you see, I avoided because you don't know how. Anyway, so here it is, my friends. We'll find out. I don't think they sold it to Americans As you said, we have contracts, what are we supposed to do? If they sell it further, it's not us sending it straight. And if they do it, they do it. I don't think they do it directly or as a hey, I will give it to you, you give it over there, okay, yeah, because we're with Ukraine and with you who bombed us. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.